Hey Leute und herzlich willkommen zurück zu einer weiteren Folge von Vampyr. Hey Lieben, wir sind in der letzten Folge hier beim Krankenhaus stehen geblieben. Wir sollen auch unser Büro jetzt finden. Wo ist denn... Die Ärztin ist nicht da, okay. Die Schwester meinte ich, nicht die Ärztin. Aber bevor wir jetzt unser... Haben wir mal geklaut? Hallo junger Mann, ich hab Durst. Oh. Das sind ja zwei. Oh. Das sind drei. Ah, den habe ich ja gar nicht gesehen. Wir müssen dahin. In der ersten Stock, glaube ich, kann ich mich erinnern, war das Zimmer von uns. Haben wir hier noch... Was ist denn das für eine Stimme? Gott, bist du's? Komm, die können wir da aussaugen. Der ist direkt hinter den Sichtschutz. Wie gesagt, wir gehen gleich dahin. Ich will hier noch ein paar Sachen schauen. Was? Wer? Was? Hi! Ich höre im Hintergrund noch keine Stimmen. Ach, er vielleicht. Ah. Ob ich ja irgendjemanden aussaugen kann? Ähnlich. Bitte was? Jetzt quatschen die. Seit wann steht da... Ich ignoriere dies einfach mal. Lass mich raten, ich kann das hier... Ihre Stadt braucht sie. Stadt, sie, Leben, das durch effiziente medizinische Hilfe gerettet wird. Ist ein Stich ins Herz der Epidemie. Freiwillige machen den Unterschied. Melde dich jetzt an zu Blutabnahme. Ja.
Dr. Swansea is right. This place seems perfect to conduct my research.
Oh Gott, ich muss erstmal wieder mich dran gewöhnen, aufzunehmen. Hallo, junge Dame.
Good evening, miss. I'm Dr. Reid, the new surgeon at the Pembroke Hospital. And who are you?
Your name has no meaning to me, mortal. You're nothing but dust blown by the winds of eternity.
I beg your pardon.
What are you begging for, mortal? My clemency? Well, tonight maybe I'm inclined to mercy. You'll never forget the night you met Thelma Howcroft.
You keep calling me mortal. Why is that? And if I'm mortal, what are you?
Well, Dr. Reid, if you must know, I'm a vampire.
Persönliche Frage.
Who are you really, Miss Howcroft? I mean, apart from being a vampire.
Is that not enough for you, puny mortal? What do you require? Proof of my powers?
I'm curious to know who you were before becoming a vampire.
No, it's such a long time ago, I don't remember. Centuries of unholy life can have strange effects on one's minds, you see?
Bella, bist du's? Oh, wir können sie medizinisch untersuchen. Keine Ahnung.
And why do you believe you're a vampire?
I don't need to believe anything. It is what I am. It is what I feel within this hollow shell of flesh.
Beschreiben Sie mir dieses Gefühl.
Please, describe to me how you feel. What is it like to be a vampire?
I can hear my body crumble from the inside as my flesh cracks and fades. I sense the last pulse of postulant blood within my drying veins. I need new blood.
I see. Have you ever heard of Cotard's syndrome, Miss Howcroft?
Never.
It's a mental illness discovered by a French neurologist named Jules Cotard. The affected patients are delusional. They believe that they are putrefying, that they are dead, a ghost or a ghoul, or in your case, a vampire.
Delusional, you say? Oh, sad and petty mortal. You can't even begin to understand the concept of immortality. And you think it is I who am delusional.
Willst du meine Fangszene sehen? Die sind echt.
I'm assuming you must be a patient here. Am I right, Miss Howcroft?
It's only a cover. To hide from my enemies. I can leave whenever I want. As a woman, a spirit, fog, or bat.
Who are these enemies you mentioned? Can you describe them?
I cannot say for sure. But I sense their eyes on me from nearby. I feel them watching me every time I visit the garden near the morgue.
The staff here are not your enemy. They're here to help you, to care for you.
I'm not speaking of the doctors in white. I'm speaking of the men and women who hunt me. For I am a vampire.
I see. Don't worry. These people will not find you here. I'll personally make sure they leave you alone.
Thank you, mortal. But do not interfere with them, for you are no match for those that hunt me.
Das falsche Ziel neuer Untersuchung. Örtliche Untersuchungen. Eine neue Bürgeruntersuchung ist verfügbar. Drücke um das Menü für örtliche Untersuchungen aufzurufen. Bürgeruntersuchungen. Bürgeruntersuchungen werden hier nach Bezirk sortiert angezeigt. Du kannst eine neue Bürgermission beginnen, indem du sie mit X verfolgst und dann deine Karte aufrufst, um die zu erforschen. Was? Die sieht aber wirklich ein bisschen krank aus, ne? Ich würde gerne X drücken. War das nicht irgendwas mit X, das ich drücken kann? Ich bin leicht verwirrt. Ich gehe nochmal zurück. Ah, persönliche Fragen. Gut, der Hinweis benötigt.
I'll leave you, Mistress of the Dark, to your nocturnal activities.
Okay. Oh Gott, noch so eine Nebenmissionen. Das Abbild was? Da liegt auch was. Oha, das wird wieder jeder für sich lesen. Oh Gott. Habe ich mir jetzt nicht durchgelesen. Mit denen kann ich auch noch reden.
Good evening,
oh Gott.
sir. Can I help you?
Unless you're here to fix my face. No. I don't think you can help me.
I'm Dr. Reid. I've recently taken the position of head surgeon here. War injuries, am I right?
You guessed right, Doctor. German shell took my pretty little mug right off. But they still call me Thomas Elwood.
How is your stay with us, Mr. Elwood?
Oh, it's bliss. I just escaped death in the trenches to be surrounded again by the moans of the dying.
Can I ask you precisely why you're a patient here?
It's the pain, sir. The drugs don't work. It just hurts under the scars. if you get my drift.
Can I do anything for your pain?
Nurses gave me a bunch of pills. No effect. Told you. It's like the flames are under my skin, burning away.
Who is treating you? Is someone in particular looking after your case?
Nobody since the old and tired doctor spoke to me. Started to think I was forgotten about. Wouldn't blame you.
You don't seem worried by that.
My face hurts so much more when I smile or cry. I've learned it's easier not to speak. But be assured I'm smiling inside.
Oh Gott, der Arme, ey.
How is your stay with us, Mr. Elwood?
Oh, it's bliss.
Can I ask you precisely why you're a...
It's the pain.
Gut, wir brauchen hierfür... Oh Gott, Leute, das wird sehr viel noch.
How close are you to Miss Horcroft? Are you aware that she thinks she is a vampire?
To wait for her next nibble is the best reason to stay here. Every time she approaches my bed, she treats me like something tasty. A normal person.
Aren't you afraid? She may hurt you if the game goes too far.
She's quite harmless, I can assure you. Her head's broken inside is all. While I'm busted on the outside. But she's still beautiful. Living proof that there's hope for me.
So do you let her bite you? You know that's not sanitary.
And why not? She's only supping a few drops of me blood. And the pain, it's real for once.
She could decide to bite less willing patients.
Then it's another good reason for me to stay here, Doctor.
Ich glaube, dieses Krankenhaus ist ganz schön
You
kaputt.
do realize she's mentally disturbed. It's called the Cotard syndrome. She truly believes she's a vampire.
In her madness, she never refers to my scars. And frankly, if I could, I'd join her world. It seems much more fun than the real one.
Wahrscheinlich eher nicht.
Where were you stationed, sir? Did you serve for long?
I really don't want to talk about all this shit.
No offense. I was pushing too much. I served in France myself. I just wanted to know what happened to you.
You were an officer, weren't you? Then I doubt we fought the same war, sir. No offense.
Oh Gott, wir können hier so viel machen, Leute.
Goodbye for now, Mr. Elwood.
Damn. The pain.
Doch, der Arme, ey.
Here again.
Die Gute sitzt da hinten. Oh nee, ich kann jetzt
Good
hier
evening,
wirklich
Mr.
mit denen
Hampton.
reden?
How do you feel?
Dr. Reid, is it? Oh, sir, I must apologize for my behavior.
What do you mean?
I was not myself in the factory. Fear and exhaustion made me say awful things to you, I'm afraid.
You remained perfectly nice and polite. A little delirious, perhaps. But who wouldn't be after enduring an abduction?
Thank you, Doctor. That's a relief. Now all I need to do is rest and return to my flock.
Wenn wir jetzt jeden einzelnen Patienten hier durchfragen können. Ach du Kacke.
How did you end up in William Bishop's den?
I had received alarming news about his recent behavior. I went to his place and he refused to let me go.
Ich muss sagen, ich höre lieber zu, als selbst zu lesen.
Why did he abduct you?
William was an alcoholic. His addiction suddenly changed to blood. I don't know why. Just like a patient I met here. This Miss Horcroft.
You dared to enter this awful place alone. You're a hero, Mr. Hampton. Or a fool.
I'm just a man trying to help his friends, Dr. Reid. William Bishop was a conflicted soul, searching for light.
Wie kann man nur so nett sein? Über Tom Watts.
Do you know Tom Watts? The bartender from the Turtle. I met him before I found you in the canning factory.
Tom? Yes, of course. Always the helping hand, good old Tom. Without men like him, corruption and despair would have wiped out the East End long ago.
People are still in despair.
How could it be otherwise? The authorities have left us all to rot in this contagious nightmare. No drugs, no advice, nothing. It's a damn shame.
Who should I avoid in this part of town, then? Any particularly evil figures?
Not really. Most men and women are just doing their best. And it's not my habit to speak ill of people I know, Doctor.
What is the general situation in the East End docks?
The situation has always been tough, with a lot of tensions between the gangs and the dockers' trade union. The wet boot boys are very nervous since they lost their leader.
Anführer?
Who leads the gang now?
Since Clay Cox went missing, it's his wife Edwina who runs the show, with the assistance of her minion, Booth Digby.
Das ist aber ganz schön.
Has the gang been threatening you?
Ah, no. I've had this nickname for so long, you know, the sad saint of the East End. No one dares to bug a saint, not even criminals.
Ist das sehr nett. So, dann haben wir den jungen Mann... Oh Gott. Oh Gott, der hat da noch mehr Fragen.
What do you do for a living, Mr. Hampton? I can't help but notice the cross around your neck.
I manage a night asylum for the poor and homeless of the docks, and I try to guide the lost and hesitant on the right path to our Lord.
Are you a priest, Mr. Hampton? A deacon, maybe?
Not at all, Doctor. I'm just a man of faith willing to preach the good word.
Why didn't you use your cross against William Bishop? To repel him somehow?
That's a very strange question, Doctor. A cross is no magical token, if that's what you were trying to say. Not mine, anyway.
How do you feel, Mr. Hampton? Medically speaking, I mean.
I feel exhausted. Beyond exhaustion, actually. William drank so much of my blood in his madness. I feel... empty.
You're in good hands here. Dr. Swansea is well versed in blood transfusion, and I'm sure he'll take the best care of you.
Thank you, sir. I believe all I need is rest. And then I can go back to the people who need me.
Ich glaube eher, du bist fast tot.
Have you made friends since you arrived?
Not really, but I recognize Miss Harriet Jones. I knew her when she lived by the docks. That poor woman had such a miserable life.
You never came to see her here at Pembroke? Receiving visits when sick can be an important part of the healing process, you know. We're not just bodies.
You're preaching to the converted now, Doctor. To be truly honest, I thought she was dead. She left the docks many months ago.
Himmel, Arsch und Wolken,
Goodbye,
Leute,
Mr.
wenn
Hampton.
wir,
We'll talk again later.
wenn wir jetzt jeden einzelnen Patienten befragen.
I cannot enter.
Jeden einzelnen Patienten befragen. Wisst ihr, wie lange das dauert, bis wir die Lösung für Miss Hawkwoe finden? Also, dass er... Ach, das ist er, der Schmerzen hat. Ah, Miss Hawkwoe. Verhindern Sie Ansteckungen. Unbedachtes Spucken, Schneuzen und Husten verbreitet die Grippe. Sie verbreitet sich durch Tropfen aus Nase und Rachen. Husten Sie nicht in der Öffentlichkeit. Oh mein Gott. Die stand doch gerade neben mir. Im Namen der Barmherzigkeit, Sie verlassen sich auf Sie.
You are going to reveal all your secrets to me.
Was? Krankenschwestern werden jetzt gebraucht. Melden Sie sich beim nächsten Registrierungsbüro des Ministeriums für Arbeit und Verdienst. Oder schreiben Sie an.
Oh, please spare me, Dark Queen. Spare your obedient slave.
Good evening, Mr. Elwood.
Evening, Dr. Reid.
Voll unterbrochen. Okay, ihr Hübschen, dann macht mal
Goodbye
weiter.
for now, Mr. Elwood.
Feel my blood boil with the fever.
Na, habe ich dich verärgert?
Good evening, Miss Howcroft. How are you tonight?
I need blood, Doctor. Warm, rich, vibrant blood.
Tell me, Thelma, why do you feel so attached to Mr. Elwood? Why him?
I'm not sure, Doctor. I think we have a bond of some sort. We've both suffered so much. He's the only mortal I find interesting.
Do you plan to make him a vampire too?
Of course not. How could I inflict my curse on anybody else? I'm not that cruel, Doctor.
So.
Would you say you and Mr. Elwood are romantically involved?
No. No, Thomas is a delicate soul. Even though he disguises it. But I am not the woman he needs. No, for I am a vampire, Doctor.
Die hört sich schon ein bisschen an wie Bella.
I'll leave you, Mistress of the Dark, to your nocturnal activities.
I wonder what your last thoughts would be.
Ja, ermutige sie doch noch. Ich glaube, unser Büro war im 1. Stock. Da hinten waren wir, das heißt, wir dürfen hier mal eine Runde nachforschen. Guten Abend.
Good evening, nurse.
Good evening, Doctor. I don't think we've been introduced yet. My name is Pippa Hawkins.
And I'm Dr. Jonathan Reid. Dr. Swansea has recently offered me a position in this hospital.
Well, it's a euphemism that your help will be appreciated, Doctor.
War das jetzt nett gemeint?
How would you describe the situation at the Pembroke Hospital?
It's serious. The flu is wreaking havoc amongst the staff and patients. We are running out of everything.
You must get a hold of yourself, nurse.
Sorry, I'm exhausted. No one has any idea when this epidemic will be over.
Nurse Hawkins, the Spanish flu won't last forever. Even the Black Plague didn't kill everyone.
I wish I could believe you. But what if this epidemic was worse? What if in the end, nobody was spared?
Das ist eine sehr gute Frage.
How long have you been a nurse?
Well, long enough to see that the epidemic is winning. And no matter how qualified you are, don't tell me you'll change that.
You'd be surprised what dedication can achieve, Nurse Hawkins. In medicine, sometimes we're just a test result away from a miracle.
Sorry, Doctor. I don't want to sound bitter, but I'm just too tired to give a pep talk like Nurse Brannigan.
Es wird so viel, die
How is the
auszuquetschen
Pembroke
alle.
staff coping with the epidemic?
Well, not well. Milton, the ambulance driver, is even more grumpy than usual, especially concerning doctors.
Why is Milton grumpy on a daily basis? Is it just an act?
Milton's not the kind of man who's bothered about a bad reputation, whether he deserved it or not.
Why does Milton dislike doctors?
I don't know. Just ask him. But be warned, Milton is not the chatty type.
Gut, haben wir hier alles? Wir haben hier... Oh Gott.
Goodbye, Nurse Hawkins.
Das wird so eine Aufgabe. Mr. Milton. Hier unten. Okay, vielleicht müssen wir die aber noch...
But the suffering continues.
With you at our side, Dr. Reid, I know that Pembroke will prevail and survive this epidemic.
Dr. Reid? Ah, ich will aber jetzt auch nicht hier ihn ausquetschen. Vielleicht suche ich auch erstmal mein Büro. Hallo. Ich bin schick angezogen und will Sachen klauen. Gut, da will ich sappeln. Zwillinge. Oh, da hinten liegt was.
You always knew the words to calm the children. As for me, a blundering idiot.
Guten Tag.
Good evening, sir. I'm Dr. Reid. May I help you?
I don't know if a third opinion is needed. Your colleagues are already arguing about my condition.
I see. Would you mind telling me more about your situation?
I'm Harvey Fiddick. All I want is to get me bloody arm fixed properly.
Tell me about yourself, Mr. Fiddick.
I'm just a regular guy waiting to get his arm fixed, so I can return to work and to my family.
I was more curious about what you were doing before being hospitalized.
I'm a carpenter, and a good one too. But that means I need both arms to feed my family, Dr. Reid.
Gewiss, das ist ja eigentlich klar.
Are you satisfied with your treatment here?
Well, it's clear that I've chosen a bad time to be injured. Forgive my bluntness, but you seem overwhelmed by cases of the flu.
I won't lie to you about it. I'm afraid we are.
Are you sure you don't want to operate yourself, Dr. Reid? I have the feeling you're very capable. And your colleagues seem to think so too.
In other circumstances, you would be right. But for now, I don't think I can take on the responsibility. My apologies. Tell me about the doctors who are arguing about your case.
Strickland and Aykroyd. They both want the best for me, but there's a lot of pride there. Doctors are no different from carpenters, it seems.
What do you mean?
I often had professional arguments with rivals on a building site. Difference is, I disagreed about wooden nails, not flesh and bones.
So, die Leute streiten sich über... Okay, ich kann hier nichts machen.
Goodbye for now, Mr. Fiddick.
Das heißt
I'll see
wirklich,
you
ich
later.
muss hier mich echt mal umhören, aber ich glaube, so langsam und allmählich werden wir in unser Büro gehen. Ich verlaufe mich hier gerade. Und die Guten haben ja gesagt, glaube ich, erstes Stockwerk. Da hinten vielleicht. Dann haben wir schon mal diese Aufgabe erledigt und das scheint unser... Was haben wir denn hier? Hallo, ich will klauen. Scheint mir, glaube ich, nichts zu sein.
This must be the place. It's definitely away from prying eyes. Relegated to the shadows. A kingdom of my own. At least I won't be sleeping in a coffin.
Ja, sei glücklich. Das wäre noch das Highlight gewesen. Wir müssen auch noch mal gucken, ob wir irgendwas aufrüsten können. Ah, verstehe. Die Musik ist geil. Die Geräusche dazu, meinte ich. Ah, da müssen wir hin. Alles klar. Oh, ich habe ein Spiegelbild. Oh. Ihr wisst, was los ist, Leute? So. Wie gesagt, die Texte sind einfach viel zu lang, da jetzt
The
irgendwas zu
flower's
lesen.
dying. It needs water.
Soll ich da jetzt Wasser reinkippen? Also Wasser hätten wir hier hinten. Würde ich noch machen. Aber irgendwie... Schön, hier alles noch voller Blut. So, dann würde ich sagen, analysieren wir das Blut. Muss ich das jetzt was stehen?
William Bishop's blood is much more unstable than human blood and shows extensive mutation. But this is not what happened to me. I must keep on searching. The sun is about to rise. I can feel it. I'll continue tomorrow night. I have so much time now.
Ich glaube, so sieht es mal voll fett aus. Aber ich will noch mal gerne nach Waffen schauen. Ob wir hier irgendwas verbessern können. Oh, was ist das denn? Oh, das sieht... Oh, okay. Sense, kann ich da irgendwas machen? Mal kurz. Nee, anscheinend nicht. Ich würde aber gerne da mal hin. Und Serum können. Ich habe aber kein Serum. Okay, da muss ich mich, wie gesagt, erstmal reinfinden. Was wollte ich? Ich wollte hier... Hört sich ja beides irgendwie richtig gut an. Ah, das... Mach ich das einfach mal. Das haben wir ja das letzte Mal angeschaut. Sprung. Du führst eine übernatürliche Bewegung in Richtung deines Ziels aus und verursachst Schaden bei der Landung. Umschaltbar. Du verbrauchst Ausdauer, um in den Schatten zu verschwinden und für die meisten Feinde unsichtbar zu werden. Sich in diesem Zustand zu bewegen, verbraucht mehr Ausdauer. Du verlässt die Schatten, sobald du angreifst. Alles klar. Gut, dann würde ich sagen, wir gehen erstmal raus. Wir sind fertig hier. Also. Die folgende Nacht.
If I'm to stay here until my research is complete, I'd better learn to hide my true nature from the mortals. But what about my thirst for blood?
Das ist eine sehr gute Frage und das würde ich sagen, ihr Lieben, klären wir in der nächsten Folge. Alles klar, vielen Dank fürs Zusehen und bis dann. Ciao, ciao.